Grab you a hamburger and a milkshake. We're talking Riverdale. This is a review for Season 1, Episode 9. Now, I do apologize for the tardiness of this video. I was just busy with work. Wasn't able to do it till now. But I'm trying to get reviews for this entire season, so I got to do this one. I did enjoy this episode. A lot of interesting things happened. It did move the mystery storyline along a bit. And it was just basically interesting. Premise of tonight's episode is basically the Blossom Empire is at a risk. You know, it's in danger. Now that Jason's dead, there's no heir apparent anymore. And the board is circling the Blossom family like vultures. You know, they're trying to get some of that sweet maple syrup money. They want to boot the Blossoms out and take control, you know. And the Blossoms, they've got to protect their maple syrup empire. I love how it's maple syrup. You know, that's like Dallas, it's oil. You know, and Riverdale, it's maple syrup. You know, you have the richest people have to have something that gives them a lot of money. In this case, it's maple syrup, and that's what their empire is. Anyway, they decide the best way to protect it is with Cheryl. Not so much her taking over, but they've got to make her look presentable to the board. So she needs a nice suitor to go along with her. And Cheryl thinks, the best she could get is Archie. And she's going to take him to this traditional first tapping of the maple syrup tree event that they have where the board shows up. And Archie's like, at first, when she's asking him out on his date, and he's like, oh, well, I have a girlfriend. But then she starts dangling him this musical scholarship in front of him because, when you're Archie, it's all about my music. And this just keeps going on with the various Blossom family members are trying to bribe Archie through his music. You know, it's like, we can get you this scholarship. We're friends with this guy who makes records, blah, 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 blah. And then, all the while, Archie's like, yeah, I could go with it. This is why my least favorite character on Riverdale is Archie. Who's basically supposed to be the star, the main lead of the show. I mean, it's Archie Comics. I mean, what more do I have to say? And I just can't stand him because he is just so goddamn dense. He doesn't realize right away that going to this thing with Cheryl is a bad idea. He's got a girlfriend, and apparently he asked her if it would be okay, and she said, yeah, go for it. Which I roll my eyes when I heard that. And later, he's getting advice from the gang, and like Betty's like, yeah, you should do it. I'm like, Archie, no, she's just suggesting that so you can get near Polly, and of course that's what it was. She's like, oh, by the way, when you're there, can you give Polly a message? Can you see how Polly is? I was like, Betty, you bitch. You know it's a bad idea. You know he's going into the lion's den here. What the fuck are you doing? Betty, I can't believe Betty would use Archie like that. But, I mean, he's so fucking dense, why not? He did have one redeeming spark of light where he, the father, Cheryl's father's, getting Archie a suit because they're just suckering him into their world. And he's mentioning either the scholarship or their friend in the music industry. And Archie's like, oh, wait, you know what? Instead of helping me, why don't you help my dad? Because his company isn't doing too well. And it's kind of on account of you. Like I said, one spark of intelligence. But for the most part, Archie is just so stupid. He's like, I know he's supposed to be young and naive, but no, he's dumb. Just so goddamn dumb. And it's just painful to watch at this point. Come on. Why? I mean, I didn't collect Archie comics to really watch the cartoons, but you catch it every once in a while. Maybe you look at at the comic book or something like that, and Archie is not a moron in any iteration except for this one. This one, he is just so damn dense. I was thinking maybe he had Asperger's, but not really. I do think Cheryl has it because she's kind of clueless on a lot of stuff too. Just social norms where, it's like this boyfriend, Archie, she's trying to get him to go to all these events. Archie mentions the girlfriend, then she goes and talks to the girlfriend. She's like, I'm pretty sure Archie loves me. And it's like, I guess you could say that she's just being a bitch, but at the same time, I just think she's completely doesn't understand anything. And that maybe that's Asperger's, and maybe this is her upbringing. Like, she was kind of sheltered. Like, I'm thinking maybe she didn't always go to the Riverdale area schools. Like, she was either homeschooled or she went to a private school, and she kind of lived in a bubble. And then eventually had to send her to, the high school when she, takes over. But she still doesn't know how to work in the real world. Like I said, I think she might have Asperger's. But she does miss a lot of social cues and whatnot. But anyway, on to that. So what becomes of this? Archie goes to the tap thing and he supports Cheryl. They tap a tree, get some maple syrup. He defends her against two board members who were saying she's crazy because of how she acted at Jason's funeral. He said, "What? It was the funeral of her brother. What do you mean? Why wouldn't she get emotional?" And then eventually Cheryl tries to make the moves on Archie, which is why he should have never been there. But like I said, the man is so goddamn dense, he doesn't realize this. And then he's like, "Whoa, no, Cheryl, I don't want this." And then Cheryl's like, "Oh, well, I guess you were just using us to further your music career," which I thought was a bit hypocritical because no shit, bitch. I mean, your entire family is trying to bribe this guy to be, your, husband, courtesan, whatever the hell. And why do you think he was going along with it? I mean, it's like, she offered him a bribe. She got him a guitar, and now she's surprised. She's like, "Whoa, you just wanted me for material wealth?" Asperger's. I'm telling you, she's got Asperger's. But anyway, that's what became of that. The only interesting things down the line that I thought moved the storyline with him going to all these Blossom functions as, Cheryl's date, as we find out that Polly, the reason that she's staying with the Blossoms is that she suspects they killed Jason, and that the Blossoms, the parents, they tried to screw over Harem Lodge, Veronica's father. And, this is kind of interesting. But me, it's like, yeah, nice try, Riverdale. I see what you're doing here. They're trying to make the Blossoms look like they killed their son. And I'm like, nah, I'm not falling for it. Because you established in this episode, they needed him alive so he could be the heir to their company. Killing him wouldn't have helped them at all. And like I said, if they're talking about how they're screwing over Harem Lodge out of this land and how they may have played a role in him going to jail, they're pretty conniving. They've got a plan in place, and it doesn't seem like they would kill Jason. I could be wrong because, like I said, family drama or something like that. But no, not falling for it, Riverdale. There's no reason they would kill their son when they needed him alive, to protect the maple syrup empire. What else happened this episode? We get a little more drama with the Coopers. Betty and her mom, like I said, they're trying to use Archie to get information about the Blossoms. And then, they were going to run with it in the paper. But Hal, Betty's father, and Alice's husband, he wouldn't have that. He owns the paper, and, he basically froze his wife out of everything. Another example of hypocrisy in lines that I thought was just stupid was at one point he goes, "You know what, Alice? I'm not going to be a part of your petty vendetta against the Blossom family." I'm like, what? This is the guy who was bitching about how his grandfather got killed by the Blossom grandfather. Who has a petty vendetta against the Blossom family? This guy. He doesn't want to get involved in his wife's petty vendetta against the Blossom. But he has one of his own. And what she has might help him. But I guess he doesn't like his wife because of how things ended with him. So I guess it makes kind of sense, but still, it's like, what? And let's see, Veronica befriends Ethel Muggs to find out that her family got fucked over by her father. I thought that was kind of interesting because it's sort of like Veronica, her character is basically like the daughter of Saddam Hussein or something. And, what is that like? Although I did think some of the things they had, like when she finds out that Ethel's father tried to commit suicide, Veronica breaks down in tears and goes in the bathroom and has this moment, and Betty has to comfort her. I'm like, yeah, would that really be her reaction? Because, like I said, she's Saddam Hussein's daughter, and this is, this family was affected by Saddam Hussein. But why would why is she breaking down when she never knew the guy? I know she knows Ethel, but she doesn't know Ethel that much. She kind of breaks down in tears. And at the end of the episode, her and Ethel are still friends. And yeah, I thought that was pretty decent. Though I kind of roll my eyes how they're treating this Ethel Muggs character, because they got the chick from Stranger Things, the one who played Barb. I can't think. Susan Pointer? Sarah Pointer? Anyway, her character is basically just the big girl that everyone picks on. Kind of like Barb. Well, no, because Barb could take care of herself, but that isn't the case with Ethel. And it's like, come on, give Ethel something more than people are picking on me, they're making fun of me, my life is miserable and kind of suicidal. It's like, have her and Reggie find that fucking gold mine. When was the last time I saw Reggie? Fucking A. Him and Ethel and the one other pussycat, the one that it isn't Archie's girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend, because they broke up, and who isn't Josie. The three of them, they go and find that fucking gold mine. Or it's something, they fight pirates. They get involved in the occult. I want to see more Reggie, and I want to see, more Ethel, and what's her name from the Pussycats, the one that isn't Valerie or Josie, the third. Do something. Like, there's a lot of drama in the last few episodes about Riverdale, a lot of dark stuff. It's like, let's have a light episode. And that's the way it looks like next week's episode is going to be, with Molly Ringwald coming in as Archie's mother, so I am looking forward to that. Like I said, this episode was good, was interesting, and I'm just looking forward to the next week.